Did you know that public speaking is listed as Americans' #1 top fear? Before death at number 5, and the fear of loneliness, which is listed at number 7. Sounds crazy, I know. So I guess that means that we have most of the people in the world that are less afraid of dying alone than speaking in front of people and making a fool of themselves. Seems crazy. The reality is every one of us has had some level of fear, anxiety, or worry in our life at some time, at some place. In fact, many of you maybe had the fear that came up last week because of unexpected bill. Or 3 months ago, maybe you got some difficult, challenging news about a family member. But this is what I believe, that fear for most people is the small distraction and that noise and that sound in the background that tells you you can't and you won't because you are nothing and you'll never become something. I want to take you on a journey for the next 4 times that we're together to help you defeat fear, worry, and anxiety once and for all. I want to help you begin to discover the place where you can accomplish anything in life. So today, this is a question I want to answer. Why do we have fear, worry, and anxiety? And what are you and I to do with it? See, I believe that fear and worry is simply a symptom that you and I, we all desire to live a life of greatness, right? And that desire of greatness that beats within our heart, that causes us to want more and achieve more and pursue more, comes because we have this innate desire to not only just be that, but we have a deep concern that maybe we won't become that. And that's why fear, worry, and anxiety is literally one of the #1 things that people struggle with in life. This is the question I want to ask. Do you really believe that you have greatness inside of you? Do you really believe that God made you to be more than average, more than normal, more than just go through life motions? Well, I think that's why you and I all have a level of fear or anxiety or worry, son. Because we don't want to be just average and normal. And so our greatest concern is this really all there is to life? Because we sense greatness in us, but sometimes we look at our life and we're like, this doesn't seem like it matches. There's a crying from within every one of us that calls out day and night. However, fear tries to silence that cry of greatness. Fear and worry and anxiety can be described this way. It's the negative force of belief and faith. And if faith and belief get you to move forward, then fear and worry get you to look backwards and cause you to remain stuck, living in something that just seems average and normal. See, don't worry today, though. Because fear, anxiety, and worry can be defeated in your life, and it should be defeated in your life. Though it's a symptom that there's greatness within you, it should be something that does not control you. You can live a life of greatness that burns in you day and night that says, I know there's more. That is what's causing you and I today to make a decision. I'm going to overcome this fear. I'm going to overcome this worry, and I'm going to no longer have anxious thoughts. So what can we do with all of our fear and anxiety? We can choose one of 2 things. We either can focus on why we have anxiety and worry, which only produces more fear. Or you could choose the better thing, which is to set your mind on something altogether different. I know for some people you're like, oh yeah, there it is, just that self-help, mind over matter thing. No, it's not about being a self-help person. It's not about mind over matter. It's actually about what you give your attention and focus to, you feed. I know when I give my attention and focus to something I don't want, and the more I keep on focusing on what I don't want, is the more I begin to attract into my life what I don't want. You all have probably wrestled with it at some time, and it's this idea of giving your attention to that chocolate cake that's sitting on the counter. And the communication was, you can't eat it until after dinner. So you're like, okay, I'm not eating it after dinner, but you just sort of slowly go over and you check it out. You examine it. You smell it. I guarantee you're going to try to sneak a little bite before dinner. So when I say that, it's because fear is the same way. Anxiety and worry is the same way. If we give our attention to it, we're going to just nibble on just a little bit of fear, doubt, and worry, and eventually it overtakes our life. However, the Bible gives us a solution. The Bible says this: do not worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God what you need and thank Him for what He has already done. Then you will experience God's peace, which exceeds anything we can understand. I know for many people, the idea of praying even seems fearful and tries to provoke worry. But prayer is simply this: God, I need you in this moment. I don't know what to do. And in that moment, you know what happens? Is His peace comes, His goodness comes. Fear and anxiety and worry has to leave. You may not understand it, but I can guarantee you this: the key to overcoming fear and worry and anxiety is by understanding you can't handle this on your own. You have to make a decision to give it to God. Heard this statement before: fears are this, false evidence simply appearing real. See, it's not that the things that you are afraid of, not that they're not real. It's just they can't harm you the way that you think they can. I'm sure some of you in this room have been afraid of spiders. This is the reason why we're afraid of spiders. Because they're ugly, creepy, crawly things. But honestly, the reason why people are afraid of spiders is because they've collected some information along the way. And this is the information. You watch a special National Geographic, or you watch Arachnophobia, or you watch some kind of thing, and it gave you information about these dangerous and deadly spiders. And so all of a sudden, this little small house spider in your house becomes compared to arachnophobia. What is it? Is you have false evidence that has appeared real. It's true. Spiders are ugly, but they're harmless. Could it be that we just have wrong information that causes us to have fear, doubt, worry, and anxiety in our life? When we give all of that information we've collected to God, you know what happens? He gives us His peace, His heart. And now we have the right information that we can move forward in life. I believe today that you can overcome every one of your fears, every one of your anxieties, every one of your worries. All you have to do today is choose to surrender them to God by simply saying a simple prayer that may sound like this: God, I need you in my life right now. And if you do that, I guarantee you'll be on the journey to overcoming fear, worry, and anxiety. I'm going to ask you to join me for our next session as we talk about how to have faith over fear.